Hello and welcome from He Said She Said, Food for Thought. So, I've just come in and the wife is making something. What are you making, wifey?
I am making a ham and potato soup.
There we go. I like soup, especially ham and potato. Right, what's in it, girlie?
Okay, so far I have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil
And a finger.
and a finger that I like to point. And then I put in at the bottom 1.5 onions that were finely minced, 4 stalks of celery, about 1.5 cups of shredded carrot, and we had leftover turnip because I'm married to an Englishman. So I threw that in there as well at the very bottom.
Stuff.
Diced up 5 large russet potatoes, threw them on the sides, and also 5 cloves of garlic. We have lovely ham broth, which doesn't look lovely right now. It looks like lard. But what's going to happen is all the water from the vegetables, the ham broth, we are so fortunate to have. You could skim that off, but I'm not going to because I just don't feel like it. It's a ham and potato soup. We're going to throw this in there. We have some leftover stuff from our roasted ham that we need to use up. We have a ton. So I'm going to actually load this up. It's going to go for about 6 hours. 2 hours on high and probably about 4 hours on low in the crock pot. I'll check back. All right, so this is after about 1.5 hours on high with everything that I told you that was in it. So it's got the garlic, the onion, the parsnip, the carrot, the celery. The potatoes are starting to soften up. And I've got to add that I made these into kind of big cubes because I'm hoping they'll break down once I add the roux. So at this point, I'm going to add 1 chicken bouillon cube. You can use granules. We do not have those. We're going to add that.
You don't have oxtail cubes either. That's what we'll be using in England.
That's correct. And I've got about, would you say, I think 2 cups of ham. I'm not slicing this real thin. You can do cubes and be fancy, but we like ours kind of rustic. And then
That's another word for rough.
you can always add more ham, and we have more left over, but that'll be really nice. I'm not adding any salt because the ham already has a lot of that. I'm going to add the rest of some thyme that we had left over, 2 bay leaves, and some pepper. It's going to do its own thing here for about, I would say, another 1.5 hours, and then I'm going to add a roux, but it has to all come together. So as you can see, it's still really chunky, and the vegetables still have to kind of leak out that water, and then we'll see what happens.
We nearly missed this bit. What's happening, wifey?
I'm making a roux. I have 5 tablespoons of butter and approximately 5 tablespoons of flour. And what I'm going to do is add 2 cups of cream. Now, you can add milk, but you do it slow. If we have to add a little bit more, show them what's going on in the crock pot. It's on low now. We want to thicken that up, but everything here is really good. It's got the ham, the potatoes, but we have to incorporate everything into a soup, and we've got a lot. So we'll see what happens.
And we will be back. So here's the finished thing, and I rattled up a loaf with almonds to accompany the soup, and it looks phenomenal, and I'm sure it's going to taste great.
And here's the thing, I would like to say, when all is said and done, it tastes so good in your stomach. Slow cooker, easy recipe. You can add cheddar cheese and all that stuff, but don't you think this is going to be phenomenal?
I do. So we've got to go because I want to eat this stuff. So enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.